Hi everyone, it's the Book Cougars, two middle-aged women on the hunt for a good read. I'm Emily.
And I'm Chris.
We have exciting news. Woo, woo, woo!
Our fourth quarter read-along is A Little Bit Country.
By Brian D. Kennedy. This is a YA debut novel.
Written by a man. We chose this one for a variety of reasons. It's written by a man, as we just said, which we thought would be interesting. And again, this is in our year of reading romance. So the other three novels we read were all by women.
Trailblazing women.
Who
have a lot of backlist.
Yes.
It was hard to pick a novel.
Yes, it really was, right?
Yeah.
So all by women, all by straight women. Brian is gay. He's a man. This is his debut novel.
It's supposed to be a lot of fun. And we also wanted something a little bit lighter. And YA novels tend to be a little bit lighter, but still tell a good story. This one has a faux Dollywood amusement park in it, and we're big fans of Dolly Parton.
He said he wrote it as a tribute to Dolly Parton. It's a good, feel-good, kind of heartwarming novel with, you know, the read-along for this. The Zoom conversation is December 8th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You know, right there smack kind of in the middle of the holidays. Here in the U.S., everybody's been stressed out about the election. We thought having something that is a feel-good, heartwarming book would be wonderful for everyone's nerves and heart.
Yes, and this is also readily available at the library. You can see we have a library copy. We have 3 copies of this heading our way, one for each of us and one as a giveaway. If you are a newsletter subscriber, you will be automatically entered to win a copy of this book. Please look down below for how to do that if you are not a newsletter subscriber. But we always work really hard to pick something that is readily available in library systems and via audio, because we know a lot of you are audiobook listeners.
Yeah, and ebooks too. We want to make sure those 3 bases are covered.
So Q4 read along, very excited. Please join us. And also we should say that there is a Goodreads thread available to pipe in about how you feel about this book. If you've read it or if you are going to read it, if you are piping in, please just put asterisks and say spoiler if you do want to write something spoilery. But spoilers are allowed in the conversation.
Yeah, when we have the Zoom conversation, for sure. Because we assume everyone's read it. And if you show up and you haven't read it, you know, you're at the risk of getting spoilers, but you're welcome to come.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And email us at bookcougars@gmail.com if you want to be part of the Zoom conversation, and look for the Goodread link down below if you want to be part of the online conversation. And you can be both.
You can be both.
Yes.
Right. Now, we thought we'd show you some of the books that we considered for fourth quarter. We had such a hard time because, you know, it's the last book of the year. We have a stack here of ones that we brought to the table as ones we were going to consider. So this one, K.T. Hoffman, has been getting great reviews.
It's called The Prospects. It's a baseball story. And this is a debut. Did you say that?
It's a debut written by a trans man.
Yes. And then I'll Be Gone for Christmas by Georgia K. Boone is also a debut novel.
Yeah, I can't wait to read this one. It is kind of like riffing on The Holiday, the movie The Holiday with
Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz, where they swap homes. And so this is what happens with these 2 women. I'm really looking forward to it. And I'm not much of a holiday reader, but I want to try a holiday romance.
Yeah, I love that movie. And they're swapping. I think one of them lives in Ohio and one of them lives in San Francisco, I think. So interesting swap.
Yeah.
This one, The Truth According to Ember by Danica Nava. This is the first novel written by an Indigenous author, romance novel, written by an Indigenous author to be published by one of the big 5 publishing houses.
Lots of good reviews on this one, although people said it kind of stressed them out that the main character is lying, and that got hard to take. And so we thought, we don't want anything that's going to be stressful, right? Yeah.
It's semi-autobiographical. It's about a white-presenting Native woman who has been having trouble finding a job. And when she lies about her race by not checking a Native American box, but checking white, then suddenly she gets a job very easily. And I think it takes place in Silicon Valley, maybe. I'm not sure about that. I know it's corporate. So I really am looking forward to reading this one. And this one also is readily available via audio.
Okay. I'm just happening to look at the back. She gets her dream job on Park Avenue in Oklahoma City.
Oh, not Silicon Valley.
Yeah, but, you know. And then this one, these actually are two by Kat Sebastian. One of them is, you can see, another baseball story. And the other one is it's part of her mid-century series. These are about queer men really getting great reviews, but she's a woman. And if we were going to read something about men, we wanted it to be written by a man. Does it matter? We don't know. I kind of think it does.
I mean, sometimes. I'm sure these are good novels, but I think for us to be choosing one as a read-along, we also wanted to read a man. So that was part of our decision. These also are not debuts. Mm-hmm. She has quite a few books in her quiver. Can you say that? I don't. She's written a lot of books.
She has a lot of books on her. Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah.
She has a big backlist. How's that?
Right? Yeah. So, super interesting that a lot of the queer romance novels dealing with men as the main characters are written by women.
Yeah, it's interesting.
We think all of these are really great, but a little bit country was our selection.
Yes.
And we're super excited about it. It takes place in Illinois and Tennessee. It's kind of an enemies to lovers situation.
With guitars.
Now, we also thought we'd share the romances that we're currently reading.
Yes.
Would you like to go first?
Sure. And this was actually another one that we had considered. This, too, is a debut novel. This is called Birding with Benefits by Sarah T. Dubb. And it's a second chance romance, a later in life romance. The woman is recently divorced, I think a couple years out of divorce. Her daughter is about to strike out to college. And she's having a year of saying yes, including going on a fake date where they happen to be doing some birding in the future. Thus the title, Birding with Benefits. I am both listening to it via audio and reading the paperback.
Nice. Well, I have to pull up here on my phone. The one that I'm currently reading is Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I think you can see that. I'm listening to it on Libro, as you can see here. Where's my finger going? There it is. But then on the top, I don't know if you could read that. When I make purchases via Libro FM, some of the proceeds go to our local independent here, Breakwater Books in Guilford, Connecticut. This is such a funny novel, and the audio actor is amazing. All of the different voices. It's set in London, so all British voices. It is another, fake dating kind of situation with a guy who is kind of down on his luck. Some photos have been posted around about him in not a good situation. He works for a nonprofit saving the dung beetle. And all the people who contribute money to this organization are very conservative. So for them to see this wild gay who's wearing compromising costume accessories passed out on a gutter was not a good look. So his boss calls him in and says, basically, you need to be cleaning up your attitude and become a nicer gay, homosexual
individual.
Right. Yeah, so they're trying to find him a fake boyfriend to kind of up his respectability among the donors. So they think if he has a steady boyfriend and is living a more sober appearing life, donors will come back and can, keep contributing. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm actually laughing out loud in my car at some of the lines. It almost makes me wish I was reading the book so that I could actually underline it or tab it or something. But so much fun.
She's actually taking, the longest routes everywhere she needs to go.
Oh my gosh.
So
it's one of those things where I get to work and I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
I have to stop listening.
I had an audiobook like that once when I drove to my brother's house from here, which is about 8 hours. It's like a day's work. And I got there and I stayed in the driveway and they were all like, don't you want to come in? Like, no, actually I have about 45 minutes to go on my audiobook. I love it when that happens. So the other one I'm reading is The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. This has a very cute premise. The main character is a ghostwriter for a very well-known romance novelist, and she's on deadline. Her book is due like the next day, and she's had a terrible breakup and is having a hard time coming up with an HEA, a happily ever after. She goes to the editor begging that she can write a different kind of novel, and he's like, A, the book is due tomorrow, and B, no, you can't do that. Get us an ending to this novel. And then for reasons that I do not want to spoil, she is called back from where she's living in New York City to her hometown where her family owns the local funeral parlor. And she is actually infamous in the town because she can see ghosts and help to solve a ghost murder mystery when she was a young teenager. So she's not enthusiastic about being home. It's a really fun premise. I'm enjoying it. And I am only purely reading this. I am not listening to the audio.
Nice. Well, on the way here to Book Cougars headquarters today, I stopped and picked up a hold at the library. And it's Read Between the Lines by Rachel Lacey. Great reflection there. Isn't that fun? So this is about two women, I believe kind of the opposites attract thing maybe. One of the women is running what was her mother's bookstore in Manhattan. Yep, Manhattan bookstore. And has this love interest with this woman whose family owns the building and pulls the lease on the bookshop. So their romance hits the skids. And then I guess, we'll see what happens. But I hope to have this be the next romance that I start after I finish boyfriend material. If you've read this one, I'd love to hear, what you think.
Or any romances that you're reading. This is the year where we're celebrating the romance genre. At the end of the year, we're probably going to do a podcast episode and maybe a booktube video kind of about what we've learned about our own reading tastes when it comes to romance. Some of the ones that have been our favorites, maybe the ones we didn't get to that we still hope to.
Right. Yeah, because neither one of us are heavy romance readers. So this year has been a real education for us. Really interesting.
And it's also kind of taking off. There's been a lot more romance bookstores opening around the country in the United States.
Including here in Connecticut.
Yes. Montgomery and Taggart in Chester.
Totally exciting.
Let us know what you're reading in the comments down below. We really want to know. Join us for our Q for Read Along, A Little Bit Country by Brian D. Kennedy. Sign up for our newsletter. You can go to bookcougars.com to sign up. All of that information is down below. Join us.
And we wish you lots of happy reading.